Two good games last night between the Philadelphia 76ers, Miami Heat, as well as the Phoenix Suns and Dallas Mavericks. Got a lot to talk about, as well as the predictions for the night, what to expect, any type of changes. Um, we're going to talk about all that. We got about 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying, to get in here. So we're going to get it going. About another minute, we're going to get started. All right, so we're going to get going. We'll get it started. The first game we talking about the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers 92-106. The Miami Heat ended up winning that game based off, in my opinion, settling in the second half. Hit that. What's up, Blaze for Keep? Hit that like button. A lot of things I've seen from both these teams starting off. Of course, the Sixers, you know what I'm saying, they got off to a hot start. They seem to be playing inside. They seemed to be playing very good as far as the first half. I think Miami was kind of, trying to fill them out, as well as I think also Miami is, I wouldn't say it's taking this team easy, but they didn't have like that fire that the Miami Heat usually play with. You know what I'm saying? When they jump out on teams like they did Atlanta, because of course Joel Embiid is missing. He's not playing for the first two games at least. So they're kind of like, saying, let's play our game. Let's just play, composed in the right way, and then we'll turn up the second half. So that's why I think Miami and Philly were close at halftime. But when that second half hit, when they started saying, okay, well, let's go ahead and, play Miami Heat, in your face, intense, physical basketball, then you start seeing a difference in the change. Philadelphia started off in that zone defense, and that's what kind of kept them in the game for the most part. They're not a great defensive team, bar none. Danny Green's not that great a defender anymore. James Harden, we know, does not like to play defense. Tobias Harris, not much of a defender, even though he is a little bit scrappy. I know Tyrese Maxey, more all offense and defense. So they don't really have a defender, and Joel Embiid's out. So they don't predicate defense in Philadelphia. Really, it's about offense, score. You got Miami on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's all they predicate. What's up, soccer updates? What's up, bro? Salute, big dog. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking about the recap of last night. We're gonna go into the pregame predictions today as well. But like I was saying, Miami predicates their whole style of basketball is in your face defense. They're very heavy on the guard position when it comes to scoring and defenders, right? Kyle Lowry didn't play as well, just like Joel Embiid. But you still have Gabe Vincent, you still have Jimmy Butler, you still have Tyler Hero's also, pretty pesky himself. I think he's about 6'5", so he's still pretty got some length to him as well. PJ Tucker is also on the perimeter too. I think he made James Harden turn out the ball in the second half, so he's crafty. They got about 4 or 5 guys. Bam Adebayo can guard on that perimeter, so that's perfect for a guy like James Harden, who likes to basically dribble you to sleep. I'm still right there on defense. So this was not a good matchup for James Harden if you're talking about dealing with Miami. Let's just be honest. The only person that really can, give Philadelphia the help that they need is Joel Embiid, because nobody can stop him. Bro, did you see when Maxey and Harden went to the bench? Maxey didn't want to sit beside him. He moved to us. If I did see that. This is my thing about Maxey. I like Maxey. I love Tyrese Maxey because he plays hard. He plays extremely hard. He's coachable and he's disciplined. He seems like a humble kid. One of my close friends I played over in Dallas. That's where Tyrese Maxey is from. He went to this school called South Garden High School in Dallas. He knows Tyrese Maxey's family. He knows him. He comes from a good family. So I could just see Tyrese Maxey. He's a person who's a competitor, but he's also humble. So I think what's happening is, and this is what I was a little bit afraid of, James Harden taking away from Tyrese Maxey. Do you understand? Like, Tyrese Maxey to me is becoming more of the scoring option and carrying the load than James Harden throughout this entire playoff so far. We're gonna get into James Harden a little bit, but Maxey is a guy who gets downhill very fast. He has a quick first step. He can shoot the outside three. He plays hard. He plays defense. He's not an elite defender, but he does try to play defense. So you're gonna get just a pretty much all-around good coachable player with Tyrese Maxey. But like I said, with my point with Embiid, the only person that can really damage this Miami Heat team, because Miami, as good as they are on defense, they don't really have too much interior presence. And of course, you got Bam Adebayo, but he's not stopping no Joel Embiid, right? He's the only thing that can nullify the Miami Heat is Joel Embiid. So we hope to see him back in the games 3 and 4 of the series. Now, James Harden. Harden, I think, had 16, 17 points last night, which in reality, that's not going to be no good against a team like Miami, because, again, that's not enough scoring. Because not only can Miami, and they shot bad last night from the field. They shot around, I think, 25% from three. Miami will not shoot like that again throughout this series, that bad. You know what I'm saying? Because they not only can defend you, but they can also shoot the long ball. They're very disciplined, very well coached. So I saw in the second half, Miami settling in on the defensive end. I saw them locking in on James Harden. I saw the depth that Miami had settling against this Philadelphia team, who doesn't really have a bench, right? They don't have much of a bench. Georges Niang's, Korkmaz, Shake Milton, Danny Green, those guys do not move the needle. Tobias Harris had the best game last night for Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So it's really Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey against the Miami Heat. That's just too much depth, as well as the coaching. Y'all know how I feel about Doc Rivers. I do not trust Doc Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Especially against Eric Spoelstra. To me, is a top 3 coach in the league right now. So they're gonna have those. They went back into that locker room at halftime and said, you know what, we're gonna put the pedal to the metal, and that's what they did. They beat them by 14 points. Had they hit shots, right, they probably would have been about 20 plus. So what do I expect from here on out? I got Miami Heat in 5. I'm sorry, in 6. And the only reason I say 6 is because Joel Embiid again is supposed to be coming back by game 3. Now, if he doesn't come back by game 3, all bets are off. I'm taking Miami in 5. I give Philadelphia at least one game. I don't think they're gonna get swept. I think they'll get at least one game, regardless if Embiid's there or not. But if Embiid comes back, they get a second game. So that's my point. So I got Miami in 5 or 6 going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go into the next game. In the West, you know what I'm saying, the Valley Desert, the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Suns prevailed 114-107, right? And y'all can put in the comments what y'all saw in the game as well. If y'all don't have to just hear me talk. Y'all can, be in the comments as well. Right away, Phoenix jumped on Dallas. I think it was like 8-0 to start the game off. They came in ready and hot to go. So once I saw how fast Phoenix got off on that fast start against the Dallas Mavericks, what I was saying to myself, okay, they want to make it known that they're on a different level from the Mavericks, because you had some people up talking about the Mavericks can win this series. You got some people saying, well, if Luka does this, if Jalen Brunson, how he's playing, and they got Jason Kidd coaching, that they felt that, the Dallas Mavericks has a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? And I think Phoenix looked at it as like, okay, well, we just came off a finals appearance last season. These guys just made it past the first round their first year in 3 years with Luka Doncic. So who are they? That's the way they came in. They came in very physical as far as with Jay Crowder. I see Brunson get exposed and Booker locking him up. Y'all saw when Brunson Booker blocked Brunson, he was talking to him. Everybody was saying Brunson was doing this, doing that. Man, like, now you facing a different beast with them Suns. You know what I'm saying? And also, I saw Booker was, he toyed with Luka that one play. His defense got exposed. Yeah, but we're gonna talk about Dallas in a minute. But what I was saying, that first quarter, Jay Crowder being physical with Luka, Mikal Bridges being physical and being long and active, right? Luka did have 45 points. He did have 45 points. And I think what happened with that, I think Phoenix is fine with that. It's about stopping the other guys. That's what Phoenix's game plan is. You can shoot all them shots you want to shoot, but when that scoreboard hits, we will be the ones with the higher score. That's how Phoenix came with this mindset. You're not Jalen Brunson, you're not going off. Dorian Finney-Smith, you're not going off. Spencer Dinwiddie, you're not going off. But go ahead, let Luka do his thing, because quiet is kept. Even if you look at that series in the previous series, and y'all can disagree if y'all want, tell me if I'm wrong. They looked somewhat good with Jalen Brunson running the show. Jalen Brunson, who else? Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, Reggie Bullock, Max Kleber played well. Max Kleber was hitting some shots from the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? He had a nasty fall when JaVale McGee ran into him. So yeah, that was their lineup. But when you saw Luka didn't play them first 3 games, you almost saw the other guys getting more comfortable and confident. See, Luka is the best player on the team, but again, just because you bring the best player on the team doesn't mean you're automatically going to win. Because you have to go by, what are the others going to do? Do you take away your playing style, take away from your teammates' production? And at times, even though Luka does get assists, he still needs his shots. Because as y'all saw, he doesn't have defense like that to really be impactful on that side. So the best way to get the most out of Luka is allow him to score. Allow him to be him. So you're going to make a decision. You're going to have to either let Luka do him and be him, which they're going to probably most likely do, or give Luka, take a few shots from Luka and give those guys like Brunson, Dinwiddie, some burn as well. And now it looks like Kleber. And hopefully that guys like Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock can play defense. You know what I'm saying? I picked the Suns in 5 because only reason I'm gonna say that is because of their depth, and they have just as good as coach as Dallas. Jason Kidd is a good coach, but again, your coaching plan is as good as your personnel and your lineup. And from what I seen last night, I saw Phoenix has the more. First of all, more experienced, more deep, grittier team than Dallas, and talented. Booker, Chris Paul, Cameron Johnson, Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton. That's their starting 5. Coming off the bench, you got JaVale McGee, Landry Shamet, Cameron Payne, Jay Crowder. Actually, no, Jay Crowder is their starter. You know what I'm saying? They can go 10 deep. They can go 10 deep easy. You know what I'm saying? Dallas cannot go 10 deep. So really, it's just a matter of, you saw what Luka did last night. He's going to do that 5-6 times for either of them even have a scoring chance. Let me read some of these comments. That's a bad game because Luka can drop 50. Yeah, so Zaka updates. You're right about that. It's a bad game for Dallas if you're talking about winning. Because again, I think Phoenix wants him to drop them points. They don't care. They can care less about that. It's about stopping them other guys from scoring. You saw Brunson was average last night. You saw Dinwiddie was really non-existent. Max Kleber hit shots, but he's not going to do that all throughout the series. He's just going to be another guy out there. As long as I stop those other guys from doing their thing, I got him. Because even Luka can be inefficient. It takes him like 50. It takes him like 40 shots to make like 45 points. JaVale stole the ball for Luka and dunked. Yeah, I saw that too. They just look more energized, man. Like Phoenix just looked more energized from the jump. I'm not even talking about I'm gonna get my footing. Like, it wasn't like Miami. Like, they came in with a game plan. Like, okay, people think that we're on the same level because we've been seeing that. We've been seeing people say Luka Doncic is, on the same level as Devin Booker and Devin Booker, blah, blah, blah. But even though the Suns just came off a finals appearance. And I can see why they'd be irritated because, let's just be honest, Luka has been getting a lot of publicity through these first 2-3 seasons. This is his first ever time getting past the first round. But we kept hearing for the last 3 years, Luka Doncic MVP candidate, Luka Doncic MVP candidate, Luka Doncic MVP candidate. Like, hold on. We have a team over here in Phoenix that's a championship team ready team now. We had an MVP candidate in Chris Paul last year. We have an MVP candidate Devin Booker this year. So that's almost a disrespect. That's why I think Phoenix they're saying to themselves, because they really went at Luka on the defensive side of the ball. They're like, okay, we're gonna expose you on the other side if you're so great. That's how I think Phoenix is looking at it. But Chris Paul, Devin Booker, they spread their points around. Go look at the box score of how Phoenix scored the ball vice versus Dallas. They both shot up the ball first in the first half very well. I think they ended like Dallas at 47% and Phoenix at 51. So they both shot the ball particularly well. But again, I just think Phoenix has too many guys that can go off. You know what I'm saying? Are you really expecting a Dorian Finney-Smith to have a 30-point game, or a Max Kleber to have a 30-point game, or Spencer Dinwiddie, who can have a 30-point game probably once, but they're not going to allow that because it takes away from Luka. So, they don't have the right team to beat this Phoenix team. So I got the Suns in 5. Let's go into the next game, man. The predictions for the night. Y'all continue to type in the comments, you know what I'm saying, like the post, you know what I'm saying. The Bucks and the Celtics. From what I saw last game, I saw a Bucks team that had too much front court size for the Boston Celtics. I seen, first of all, Boston Celtics team that pretty much dominated the Brooklyn Nets as far as on the defensive side. Overwhelmed the Brooklyn Nets. Even though the games weren't that far apart in scoring, the Boston Celtics, they got so settled into, okay, we'll just be who we are, and we'll do the same thing to Milwaukee. And they found out that Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant are not the same player. Kevin Durant, finesse player, gets shots. Giannis Antetokounmpo, a dominant power player. So he's going to make an impact no matter what you do. So that's why I feel like they fell very early. I think also, not saying that this may be true, but the absence of Chris Middleton, subconsciously Boston felt, okay, we have an advantage because there goes their second scorer. All we got to do is key in on Giannis. Giannis went 9 for 25 from the field last game, but he was still aggressive. And he wasn't like he was getting stopped. It was just he was just missing shots that he usually makes. KD was getting actually game plan and the person that was bothering him, especially those first two games. That's not going to be the case for Giannis, and that wasn't the case for Giannis in game one. Excuse me. They got too much size in the front court. Jrue Holiday has accepted the responsibility to up his scoring with the absence of Chris Middleton. And Jrue Holiday is fully capable of giving you 22 points throughout the rest of the series. He's fully capable. I have no doubt he can. I think he had 25 the last game. So that's nothing for Jrue Holiday. And he'll play defense on the other side on their perimeter player. You know what I'm saying? So Holiday is a very, very vital piece for that Milwaukee team. And if I look at their shooters, Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen, and Bobby Portis, bro, Bobby Portis is so big for that team. People don't understand how big Bobby Portis is for the Milwaukee Bucks because of not only the energy he brings, but also the three-point shooting. Pat Connaughton, another three-point shooter. Grayson Allen, another three-point shooter. All those guys shoot around 40%. Boston, the only guy that shoots around 40% is Peyton Pritchard, and he doesn't get enough minutes. You know what I'm saying? Tatum shoots 35. Jaylen Brown shoots 35. Those guys are scorers, but they're very streaky. As y'all saw the last game, they both were struggling from the field. You know what I'm saying? So I have the if you could choose who you would like to see in the NBA Finals next year, who you would choose. I want to see the Clippers and the Bucks. If you want me to be completely honest, I want to see Kawhi and Giannis against each other. I want to see that matchup. I think that will prove who's the best player in the league. Because I don't think Kevin Durant, first of all, his mindset he doesn't care about being the best player in the league. I don't think he really cares about that. I think Kawhi and Giannis need to have another rematch face-off. I think that we got robbed of that last year when Kawhi got hurt. So I would like to see that next year. But going back to my question, or my point, they got too much. They got a lot of size for that Celtics team, man. And like I said, Giannis is not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant again does not have the dominance that Giannis Antetokounmpo have. What up, Unc? Loved your show this morning, man. Heat and 5. But yeah, man, it's just too much for Boston. I think that it's gonna be the Bucks in 6. Only reason I'm giving the Celtics a chance because this reason why their coach, Ime Udoka, and I don't believe Tatum and Brown gonna be that cold from the field the rest of the series. Like I said, they're streaky. They can shoot and score, but they're very streaky. So you're in play for a 30-point game from one of those guys or both of them guys. But I think again, as we saw game 1, the Bucks why they're a championship team. Now they got Brook Lopez, Giannis, and Bobby Portis. You got 3 guys who are around 6'10", 7 feet, and then you got Serge Ibaka on that bench too. So they have a fully developed team, and they don't even have Chris Middleton. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks in 6. I'm gonna go to the next game, the last game before we end the live. Grind City against the Dubs. You got the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. Hit that like button, anybody in here. First of all, y'all, I don't know if y'all saw my first live and what I said about that game on Sunday. I felt like if I'm a Golden State fan, I'm very, very content, calm, and ready to go for game 2. If I'm Memphis, I'm looking at like, oh man, watch out. I'm concerned because here's the thing. The refs did everything to give Memphis that game. If you want me to go through the sequence, at the 2-minute mark, below the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter, when that ball went off Dylan Brooks, they called a jump ball. It should have been Golden State ball. Very crucial call. That 3-point shot, that Jordan Poole shot should have been an and-1. He got hit in the head right in front of the ref by Dylan Brooks. Should have been a 3-point play or 4-point play, whatever. Steph Curry getting that early foul trouble. Klay Thompson getting early foul trouble. And Steve Kerr throwing his hands up like, what's going on? And I'm like, man, this is a little bit fishy right now. Okay. Yeah, and then the Draymond Green ejection, I don't think he should have got ejected. But even with that, okay, if you want to do that, but all those other things I just named, it should have not been going on. So you did all that, and you still ended up with an L. Yeah, I'm concerned if I'm Memphis, because my thing is that was as good as Jaren Jackson going to play. Ja Morant played the best he has played this entire playoffs. You have the crowd behind you, and like I said, Memphis is a young, inexperienced team. So they're going to go off of their energy of their crowd, but they don't know how to settle down and actually compose themselves because they've never been in that situation. This Golden State team, they live in the playoffs. They live in the finals. So you can't but help. You cannot do nothing but help be prepared for that type of moment or compose if you're Golden State. Y'all saw the Draymond Green podcast, and he said to himself and to the viewers, we have the utmost confidence in ourselves to win because we've been here before. Those guys haven't been here. Memphis has not been in this position. Golden State has. That pays a difference in experience, not just in basketball, but in life, period. If you have experience in anything over somebody else, you always have the advantage. And not to mention how talented Golden State is, how athletic they are, the personnel they have of shooters, defenders, and a well-oiled machine system. Like, bro, you have too much for a young up-and-coming Grizzlies team. Now, it's a little bit weird and strange because Memphis is number 2 and Golden State is number 3. So what does that tell you? That tells you, in reality, Golden State went through some injuries, and they just started clicking at the right time. Klay Thompson, of course, is coming back. So I think Memphis had a great year, great season. I'm not just saying, okay, well, Memphis, they're going to play hard. They're going to play hard, period. But as y'all saw with Golden State, when Memphis makes a shot, they compose, they ready. He said that boy Jordan Poole's probably got to find a way to start him. I'm going to get to that. That's interesting. I'm going to get to that play for keep. The maturity on Golden State side, when Memphis hits a shot, they like, okay, all right, next play, move on, next play. Memphis, Ja getting in, you know what I'm saying? Jaren Jackson beating his chest, talking to the crowd. You know, Dylan Brooks doing his little antics, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to phase this Golden State team. You know what I'm saying? And that separates from the championship teams to the average teams, to the playoff teams, and so on. You gotta know how to control your emotions, not to get too high, not to get too low. Like that even kill is very, very vital. But to your point, bro, with Jordan Poole play for keep, thanks for that comment. I don't think they really look at it like that. They could, but my thing is, maybe you should let Jordan Poole come off that bench and let him finish the game. Because here's the thing, it keeps the balance on the starters as well as the bench. Because now, let's say you start, unless you're talking about just move Klay Thompson to the bench for Jordan Poole, if that's what you're talking about, that's done something different. But to have all three Splash Brothers in the game, Steph, Klay, and Poole, I don't think they need to do that, because again, you want to have balanced firepower all the time, all 48 minutes. So if you got Poole coming off that bench, that's another weapon that Memphis is going to deal with. So they're going to look at the game like, man, we can't catch a break. You know, here comes Steph, here comes Klay, here comes Poole. That's how you keep the momentum going. That's how you keep that edge going over Memphis. Because like I said, Memphis cannot shoot with Golden State. Golden State, it's a difference between Steph and Klay being off than from Desmond Bane and Dillon Brooks being off. Because I would bet my house that Desmond Bane and Dillon Brooks will struggle from the three-point line over Steph and Klay. You're talking about two of the top 3 to 4 shooters of all time in those two. You know what I'm saying? So that's Memphis's game is going to be inside. Their game is going to be predicated on trying to score inside. But even y'all remember the reason why Memphis is such a good rebound team, because Steven Adams, and he ain't even playing. He averages 10 rebounds a game. He's in health and safety protocols. And that, to me, is the only way to even turn the series around, is to get him back on the court. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Tonight, if they go through the same thing, they're going to be able to play off of energy and stuff like that. They're going to lose this game. Because now Golden State, you woken up to sleeping John, because they're looking at last game like, okay, they're a scrappy team. They're hard. Let's not play with these guys and put them away. I'm telling you, if Memphis doesn't make an adjustment, whether that be Steven Adams comes back, whether that be Desmond Bane shoots better from the field, they're going to lose this game. They're going to go down 0-2 back to Golden State. You can't play that same way and still and win this next game. Something has to change. But yeah, so Warriors in 6, Bucks in 6, Heat in 5, Suns in 5. Oh, I'm sorry, Heat in 6. It depends if Joel Embiid comes back. But that's all I got for y'all tonight, bro. I'm gonna hit y'all back later today. You know what I'm saying, when the games are over. But with that being said, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull it up. Peace. I like swimwear.